From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Rootwork, the all-natural foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend enriched with this legendary root offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of Rootwork today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier cultural choice.
Credit with you. Damn that. Oh man, let me get some folks on here. Let's get T. Let's get T on here. Let's get T on here. What's up, T?
Hey, Brother Tariq, how are you?
I'm good, beloved. How are you?
I'm doing well, calling from up here in the town, Oakland. Thank you so much for getting the what was it, the kick fund?
Kickstarter, yes.
Yeah,
Kickstarter.
congrats on that. That's awesome. I wanted to let the family know that we've declared November Reparations Awareness Month. This is a time as we go into the harvest season and we're preparing for our harvest reparations that, we share knowledge with each other, just like you're saying. So as we sit around the table and leading even into a reticence that we share reparations with our family members, especially those that aren't as far along as some of us are. I have family members who, what are reparations? So this is the time to bring those folks along. So I just wanted to share that with the family. That's all. I hope you're doing well.
I am, beloved. Thank you so much. All right. Shout out to Sister T. All right. We got a lot of folks in here. Let's get Miriam. Let's get Miriam in here. All right. Miriam.
Hi. Good evening.
How
are you?
I'm good, Miriam. How are you?
I'm fine, beloved. I just wanted to give you your flowers and shout out to the Black Grassroots and yourself for doing an awesome job with the Kickstarter. We can't wait for the documentary to reach.
They weren't dead. They weren't dead. Okay, look, I was about to slow walk his ass. That's why he got off. He knew where I was going. I was about to slow walk his ass. He had to hurry up and get off the phone. They always do that. When they try to run all of that con, we start bringing some facts, and they know where we're about to start hitting them with some receipts, and they can't explain away. Then they want to bounce. Okay. Oh Lord, not T.S. Giselle. God. Well, you know what? Let me ask T.S. Giselle something. Let me ask. Y'all forgive me. I gotta have T.S. real quick. Okay, let me get T.S. Giselle because I do want to ask T.S. Giselle something. Where'd you go, T.S.? I just tried to let you on. Hold on. Okay, I wanted to ask you about something. All right. Let's see who else we got. Let me see. Where are we at? We've got a lot of folks in the building. All right, hold on. Let's get T.S. Giselle. Hold on, T.S. I don't know what's going on with the phone. Wait. Hold on, T.S.
I'm here.
On.
Got a lot of style. Got a lot of Tiffany on me.
Now, Tia Giselle, how do you feel about that situation with academics and Saucy Santana? You know what's going on with them, right?
Of course, I know what's going on with my good sis Sassy. Um, what's your question?
Well, the thing is, um, academics, wanted to kind of do a back and forth, but he didn't want to get canceled. Saucy Santana was like, "Hey, don't worry about me being LGBT. Don't worry about that. You say what you can say. There's other stuff you can say about me. You know." So, how do you feel about that? That situation where they're beefing, people are trying to kind of say throw the homophobia thing on academic, and I think Saucy was like, hey, yeah, yeah, I don't want y'all to go there. I think Saucy was saying, hey, don't go there with it. We kind of having a beef, but I think Saucy wanted to kind of reel that back. Do you think that's what Saucy was trying to do?
I don't know what you're asking, Tariq. I'm so confused.
Okay,
Are
goddamn.
you
Okay,
I are you saying that like for me, if someone chooses to engage in an argument or something with me, I'm absolutely going to use the advantages of being trans against you. Just so you
okay,
ladies are aware. Is that what you're saying? I
okay. A problem. Okay, well, Saucy didn't want to do that.
Nikki girl, please. Let's not.
Okay,
I don't want to
okay,
have to
so
run you down tonight.
I guess you're saying you would use your
Absolutely.
weaponize it because you know that white people would use that as a weapon against another black person. So you would do that.
I sure would.
Okay. But you're a trans coon. That's what you're trying to say.
First of all, at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I need to do. There are people
Because
with the same melanin
Saucy,
as me that have told
let me
me
say that.
that
Because
I'm not
Saucy,
black because of.
hold
Uh-uh.
on. Hold on. I just want to say, because Saucy, I can almost respect that Saucy Santana was like, this is the what I got from it. Well, I'm not gonna. Don't worry about being labeled a homophobia or whatever, homophobic. We battling, we can throw down or whatever, and it'll be whatever. I ain't even got to use that on you. I ain't got to get the white people to. I ain't got to weaponize the white people on you. I think Saucy had that kind of thing. I said I can respect that to a certain degree. It's all weird, but you said fuck it. You gonna weaponize all the shit against anybody, right?
I mean, absolutely. Like, I tried for months to be accepted by the people in this arena, and it's continuous pushback. So now I don't even give a fuck. I don't even engage in the reparations discussions. Um, people have essentially insinuated that there's no place for LGBTQ people within your little grassroots movement. So for
That's a
whatever happens to you, I don't care.
that's
At the end of the day, I'm still going to matriculate in American society.
but that's not true. That's not true because
It is
there's.
very true. I'm going to use being trans to my advantage. And so while
But I'm saying people saying there's no space for LGBT people in the reparations movement. That's just not true. Why would you say something that's just emphatically untrue?
I mean, there is no space, but then again, there are FBA men that do meetups with transgenders called.
Okay, now you're about to start lying on people. But yeah, you do have you have our brother Marcel. You have other people who are very
Marcel is, you called me a trans coon. Marcel is a coon. Any
high.
man, any
So is
LGBTQ identifying person that still will sit in a space where people call him and talk about his sexuality, but you still want to coddle and be around those people. That's why I don't fool with Marcel. He's a disgrace to what it means to be black and LGBTQ. At the end of the day,
not no,
LGBT.
because you be in spaces and you be talking crap and people talk crap to you and you stay in spaces like that. So what are you
No,
talking?
I run a bitch down like Miriam. I ran her down. I run Nikki down. You know, those basic economy girls. That's what I do. I don't engage in
Well,
arguments. I run a hoe down. Okay.
well, well, you built like a truck, so you can run people
Oh,
down.
so that's
But
what
there
you want
are
to
states,
do? That's what you
yeah,
want to do? Your
yeah.
$5 Montel Jordan. That's what you want to do? $5 Montel Jordan. Okay. And what's going on with the chicken shack? Okay.
Well, you ate all the chicken. You
What's going on with Rocco? What's going on with Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, aka the
ate it all. That's
museum?
what.
Huh?
You
What's
ate all
going
of it.
on with it?
That's what's wrong
And
with it.
then
And
you got
then
so I'm surprised you even showed your face tonight, Tariq Nasheed,
why?
Mr. Withhold Your Vote. The way the Democrats whooped y'all's ass across the country, with the exception of Mississippi. But other than Mississippi, it was a good night for the Democrats. And all we've had to endure for months is that Black
What was
Americans are
the
withholding their vote.
good night from the Democrats? The Democrats are crying the blues right now. So what you talking about? What's a good night for the Democrats?
What are you haven't paid attention to Virginia,
What's happening there? Because the Democrats run around.
Kentucky,
What's
huh?
happening there?
So you don't know. You're not politically aware. Oh.
Oh, I'm
I
not.
mean, it just was a good
So
night for the Democrats. There wasn't a lot of elections, but it was good news. We
what's the
listen
good news?
every
Because
day on this.
the important states, they're losing right now. Biden ain't getting no traction. They're struggling right now. So what are you
So
talking about?
we're a year plus away from we're a year away from the presidential election. A lot can happen in a year, but we're focusing on tonight. It was a good night for the Democrats, and it was a bad night for Black people that promote that there's a shift in how Black Americans vote. That's what I hear in spaces from your kind, is that we're
Now,
withholding our vote. We're,
what's my what's my
we're
what?
turning away the catfish.
Now what's my kind? Now what is that? What's my kind?
I mean, the folks in this room.
Just black folks who want tangibles. That's my kind, right?
Again, you're ignoring the reality. So
And what's the reality?
what
What's the
upsets us
reality?
the most is how you guys speak as if you speak for all Black Americans and you don't. The reality of the situation is your message is not it's one that can be expanded because it's a bad message
What's
and
the
there's been
message?
no expansion.
What's the
You have
message?
the same group of people that have been in Twitter spaces for 2 years and there's been no expansion. You can call it grassroots all you want, but you haven't been able to make any traction. There's been continuous election after election of the last 2 years.
Um, transgender Giselle. Right now, the Democrats are suffering. The voter turnout for black folks is at an all-time low right now. So what are you
Again,
talking?
Tariq, why are you ignoring tonight's results? Philadelphia just elected the first female who happens to be a Black female as mayor of Philadelphia. What is
Yeah,
the Philadelphia's
local.
the fifth or sixth largest city.
Okay, yeah, local politics. Yeah, there's a lot of good things going on locally. Yeah, I'm talking about the some of the national major elections, and the traction with the presidency. I'm looking at the big picture. Yeah, some local elections here and there, and yeah, in some of these major cities, yeah, but in some of these other
What
ones,
you
they're being flipped.
listen? When I was down to the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural Technical State University, founded in Greensboro, North Carolina in 1891, and got my degrees. So you're talking to someone with intellect,
Well, you had a football.
intelligence.
You had a football.
Okay.
You
Oh, that's what we want to do,
Yes, you
huh?
were.
You don't want to go
Yes,
there with me.
you were a linebacker, so you went to school on a scholarship.
Oh.
So that don't count.
Mm,
But go ahead.
mm. Anyway, what election are you referencing? For example, in Virginia, which is a purple state, a swing state. In Virginia, the Democrats
Are
were
you
able to
you
take control
googling?
of the state house.
Are
So
you
while it
googling?
is local,
You up here
hmm,
googling? You over here googling stuff? T.S. Giselle,
you
you Google.
haven't heard any click on my phone. I just know politics.
Oh no, you're sitting over there trying to Google some shit. But anyway, let
It's
me get some.
two. First of
Okay,
all, it's 2:30 a.m.
okay.
on the east.
Okay. All right. Let me get some more folks in this big back babble. Let's get Black Voltron in the building. Black Voltron in the building.
Hey Tariq, sorry for the noise, man. I'm at work.
What? Hey, brother, how are you?
I'm all right, working and stuff. I'm over here listening to that big old black silverback with that Dollar Tree makeup on, and listening to her bullshit. Well, excuse me, his
Yeah,
bullshit. His bullshit. Excuse me. But I just want to say,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
you just gave a master class in how to handle the white supremacists, man. That was excellent, sir. And I just want to thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the Kickstarter funding campaign. I contributed, and man, I always knew we could do this because you got a track record of success, Tariq. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
And just keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna attend the next rally for reparations. Hopefully, you'll have it in DC next summer. I'm getting prepared now. I'm going. Y'all had a
No
ball
doubt.
last year, and I want to be a part of it, man. And man, keep doing what you're doing, brother. FBA success. We're winners out here, and everybody out here.
My man. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was a bad reception there, brother. And now, who is this Harrison guy? Let's get Harrison Bergeron. Oh, he got one of them troll-looking accounts. The account looks real trollish. Harrison, what's up, Harrison?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, Mr. Harrison?
Not much. How you doing? Yeah, I kind of walked into. I just jumped on the space and I kind of walked into some kind of a pissing contest about light bulbs, and I didn't really understand the point of it. But I guess what I really would like to ask is, because obviously it's a room full of Black Americans. I think, I don't know, maybe people in other countries, but are you in America, Tariq?
Yeah, I'm in America now. Where are you? Are you,
I'm
are
in
you on the East
I'm in,
Coast? Where are you?
I'm in the same place your boy Lewis is from. I'm from Massachusetts. I'm in Massachusetts. And,
There
and
you go.
and there's, I mean, like, I don't know if anybody was like denying the fact that he was a brilliant man, and he invented, he improved the manufacturing process of light bulbs, and he served in the military. I mean, he was, I just didn't understand what that whole conversation was about. But I guess my main
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
I wanted to add.
I brought up Lewis. We were talking about something else, and the guy just started talking about Lewis Latimer. So then he changed the subject into something else. So a lot of suspected white supremacists do that. So, but go ahead. What's on your mind?
Well, what's on my mind is when I look at the problems that I'm dealing with, I feel like I would think, I don't know this, but I would think that there are a lot of the same problems that you're dealing with and a lot of other people in this room are dealing with. Um,
Like
and,
what?
well, like every time the Federal Reserve prints money, they lend it to us at interest, which raises the national debt and inflation, and then we're sending all of this money overseas to foreign wars instead of doing anything here to help the people here. When I think back to because I mean, I'm a huge Trump supporter, I just don't think there's any other candidate who will improve things for Americans in every aspect, whether, energy independence, securing our border. Nobody benefits from a wide open border where all these people, not just, it's this premise. Some people think, oh, it's like, oh, we want to keep Mexicans out. No, it's we want a secure border. They're sending people, people fly in, Chinese nationalists, people from all over the world go through Mexico, through our border that's wide open. And we have drugs
Right.
pouring through that are destroying our communities. We have a housing crisis. Um, I mean, it's just one problem after another. We've got these mass shootings. It's just one damn thing after another. And
Right.
I didn't feel,
Oh, now,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
now.
no, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Right. So, with all of these problems, how do you feel about reparations and cash payments to foundational Black Americans for compensation for the injustices that we've suffered that we were never compensated for? How do you feel about that?
So I think it's an interesting topic. I
Hmm.
do understand sort of where you're coming from that, but see, my perspective is too. I'm a first generation Italian American. Okay,
Right.
so my family is not my family never enslaved anybody. In fact, it was probably the opposite because a lot of immigrants got treated like shit when they came over here through Ellis Island or whatever, and they had to work their ass off to make, if you're asking me about the biggest problems and what's happening with black people in America, it's the lack of fathers in the home. I mean, 75% of
Oh,
kids don't have a father in the home, and that's a result of the New Deal
the,
in a lot of ways.
the, the Democrat policies, right?
Absolutely. It's incentivizing people to be relying on the government. I mean, if you look at, has there been a lot of progress for Black people in the last 100 or so years? I mean, yes, obviously there's been a lot of progress. Don't get me wrong. I mean, civil rights and so many things. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, I think that the nuclear family is good for everybody, not just white people, but Black people, Spanish people,
So,
every people.
so when black people had the nuclear family together, how did that work out for black people?
I think it worked out very well. And,
We
and if
were
that had stayed that way, if it had stayed that way, and I
how
mean,
so? How did
so do
it
you
work
think
out?
it's good that 75% of Black kids don't have a father in the home? Do you think that's a good
That
thing?
I think it's a lie. That's a lie.
Is it a lie? I don't know. I
That's
mean,
a
you tell me. I'm not calling myself an expert, but that's what I've
that's
I've been led to believe.
that's a lie. That's a that's a white supremacist lie that they like to regurgitate. It's not that 75% of black kids don't have fathers. There's a lot of black men and black women who are just not married. These children have fathers. Black
In the
fathers,
home, like a two-parent home.
a lot of them live together, they're just not married. So you do have black men and women together. You do have children with fathers. A lot of them are just not married because a lot of times there's not really an incentive to get married. But even the ones who are not married and the single mothers out here, that's not the real problem because when the fathers are there, we're still under the system of white supremacy. And we still need to be compensated because the white supremacists, right and left, worked feverishly to deprive us and to deprive us of resources over and over again where we kept having to rebuild. We are the only group that has had to rebuild over and over and over again after being sabotaged by the white supremacists who is in power. Now,
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair position to have. I guess my main question would be exactly how that would be implemented. And sort of like, I feel like, listen, the people that benefited the most from slavery or the people that have actually been doing the suppression, they're the ones responsible. I don't feel responsible for that. And I know a lot of people, oh, white privilege, like you're living in a system that's catered to you. Let me tell you something. I would challenge anybody in this room. I don't care what color your skin is. If you've had a harder life than me, then shit, you've had a fucking really hard life. Okay. And I'm not black.
hold
I
on,
mean, yeah, I'm Italian. So I'm kind of like maybe partially, I don't know. Maybe I got some black blood.
hold
I might be black below the
on.
waist. Just
Y'all,
kidding. But
hold on, because the U.S. government enslaved foundational Black Americans. It was the entire government that did it. It wasn't just that slave owner there or that slave owner over here. We don't play that game. Enslavement was codified by the United States government, it was sanctioned by them. So the entire country benefited from it. All of the industries benefited from it. All of the corporations were born out of what happened in slavery, our labor, without any exceptions. Everybody's a suspect and everybody's on the hook for the compensation. We don't play that, well, I'm Italian and I just got here in 1880. When you got here, There was a country that was already built with our labor, blood, sweat, and tears that you came over and ate good off of. That's the reason why you came over. Your family hopped on them boats because they heard about what was happening over here. They knew what was going on. They knew that it was a bunch of black folks who were enslaved, who were forced to work and build wealth, and that wealth was waiting on Europeans if they wanted to come get it. And they hopped on those boats without any papers. That's where the word wop comes from, without papers. They said, hey, we're going to wop our ass over there and get some of that. So, yes, you're on the hook too, sir.
But that was mostly agricultural in the South, was it not? I mean, we fought a
Sir,
civil war over this.
sir, no, sir, slavery benefited all over this country. In the North, there are plantations in the North. You're in Massachusetts. The slavery was a New England enterprise. The money men were coming out of New England, sir. It was
Well,
all
Providence was certainly a huge port for slavery. Now, who was
yes.
behind slavery?
Oh, please don't do the if you do the
No, no,
Jew. Oh, don't
no, no.
don't do that
I'm
because
just
y'all
I'm just
y'all like
curious. Well,
that game. Yeah, y'all like to point the finger to the Jews, black folks. That's another tactic they do. Well, it was really the Jews. No, it was all of you. It was all of
I didn't
you.
say that. I didn't say it was. I wasn't blaming anybody. I was just saying who was really behind that. And I didn't. My family didn't come over, and my father didn't come over in 1880s. He came over in the 1960s. So I mean,
Oh, he really
that's
he ate good. So yeah, it was nice and established for him
well,
to eat good.
he came for opportunity and he came to work, and that's what he did. I mean,
Right.
so I don't know. I feel like, listen, you make some fair points. I'm not completely against the idea. I don't understand. I don't know exactly how it would work.
It
But
would work the same
I would
for
like to see black people doing
everybody
better in
else.
this country. I would
It would
definitely
it
like to see black people doing better for sure. I want to see
right.
everybody doing better.
Well, let's get those checks going. Y'all need to go out here and say, hey, let's get the checks for these
S-
foundational black Americans so that we can stimulate this economy and get the
Why
economy going.
by buying Gucci purses? So it's like that's the problem. It's like, what are you going to do with it? That's, I think,
So
the biggest
if
point of
I want to,
skepticism for me is, are you going to
it
be
doesn't
able to take
matter.
advantage of it, or are you just going to blow it?
It doesn't matter. You don't ask the Native Americans what they're doing with the money that's given to them. You don't ask the Jewish community what they're doing with the money given to them over in Israel and all of these other places. You don't ask the Japanese what they were doing with the money that was compensated to them. You're not asking the Ukrainians what they're going to do with the money we're sending over there to them. Only when black people are about to get something, hey, what y'all about to do? Now we got to get everything itemized. If I want to buy a crack rock and sit on my counter and look at it, that's fine. I'm owed the money. You're not doing us a favor. This is something that's owed to us, sir. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with it's owed to you, but I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think from your
That's the whole point.
perspective,
No, no, no,
I
no,
think
no, no, no,
that's
no, 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 no. What you mean you don't agree?
no. I think
No, 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 no,
I
no,
said I don't know if I agree. I said I don't know if I agree. I just think
no,
from your
no.
perspective, you're going to see
That's
things a
not a
certain way, and
perspective.
from my perspective.
That's not a perspective. That was a historical deprivation that was done generationally to a specific group of people, and we never got compensated for it. What do you
So how
mean? You know,
about so do you have to be a descendant of slaves in order to qualify? How does that work? I mean,
yes,
is it just for
it's not
okay,
just
so
because black is lineage based. You have to be a foundational black American. You have to be a descendant of slaves. You have to be a descendant of freedmen. It's a
do
very
you
clear path on how to get it.
let me ask you, do you so who do you think is gonna put that in place? I mean, do you support who do you support? Do you support Trump? Do you support Biden? Do you support a different
I don't
candidate?
support any of them until they say we're going to get the checks going. I don't support anybody based on the consolation prizes. Whenever they start saying we're going to support this reparations and get these checks going, that's who I'm going to go with.
So that's the whole thing I heard before about like sitting out basically. So like unless you hear the words like here's your check, you're not going to support anybody. Is that basically what your
And
position is?
I see a number until they start giving us a specific number of money we're going to get. I just want to hear numbers at this point.
Throw me a
If
number. Throw me a number. Make me an offer.
$20 trillion to start. That's going to be the budget.
$20 trillion spread
Twenty
amongst
trillion
everybody,
dollars
you're saying?
to $20 trillion to foundational Black Americans, spread to foundational Black Americans. 20 trillion. And that's a conservative number, to be honest. And that's to start. That would be a great number because that will stimulate the economy. You talk about Gucci belts, that's good. If we're spending money on Gucci, that means the economy is popping. If we're spending money on rims, that means the economy is popping. We can get the economy popping back because we're not going to be sending the money out of the country. They give our money to foreigners, and these other countries are eating off of our tax dollars. At least our money will circulate within the United States and everybody will be able to benefit off that. So it's a win-win for all of us. But I think it's
Okay,
a
so
slight,
that's
I
not going
think
to happen. You're not going to get $20 trillion. You got to get realistic. I was saying like how much individually would each person get. But I just feel like this country's going to shit, and it doesn't matter what color your skin is, it's going to affect you. And, so I don't know. You might want to take part in the political process to try to get that
oh,
get the
well,
changes, but I
well
think
this
Trump is the way.
every day is politics. And by the way, the $20 trillion, that's not a bad number. And look, they're throwing money out of the window anyway. The money they can be giving us for our reparations, they throw money out the window to subjugate us. All that money that they give to police and they got to give to the National Guard for all of the urban uprisings and just wasted money in order to give the white supremacists a psychic benefit that the black folks, they're sticking it to the blacks instead of just
Are
giving
you a
us.
black supremacist?
You can't have a black supremacist and
You
a white
can't have a
supremacist.
black supremacist?
You can't have two supremes,
I
sir, by
wonder if
definition.
the 700 people in this room agree with you on that. I'd love to hear from the other 700 people. So you don't
Logic,
consider, you're not a black supremacist?
so you can't be a black supremacist with a white supremacist. You can't have it. It doesn't exist logically.
That's to say like reverse race. So like you hate white people, so you're not racist because you can't
No,
be.
you just
You
said
can't. A black person couldn't be racist, right?
I'm talking about logic, sir. You're not even being logical. If you have a
No, but
supreme, no, no, listen, sir. We're just talking logic. Look at logic. Supreme means be all, end all, be all. There's no other thing higher than a supreme being. Something that's supreme, that means it's the zenith. You can't have two supremes, sir, based on logic. I can't be a black supremacist. Nobody can be a black supremacist. It doesn't exist because white supremacy exists.
would
Who
you
are we
like to
supreme
be a black
over?
supremacist?
Who are we supreme over? The hell we supreme
I don't
over?
I mean I don't know, like,
Nobody,
I think black
sir.
people, no, but I think black people are really are very very good at a lot of things. And I think
That
I mean, I don't mean to be stereotypical, but I mean, when you think about like music and sort of art and sports and stuff like
mhm.
that, I mean, you know, I'm not, again, I'm not trying to just like put you in just one category of, oh, that's just it, entertainment and sports, but like, just look at those as examples. I mean, shit. I mean, when
And
I
look
mean,
at sports and look, we got to go through the white owners in order to get permission and get money from them. We got
well,
to,
so do I. So do I.
we have to deal
So
with,
does everybody.
um, right. Well, who's supreme? Where's the black supremacy? We got to go through white daddy and white mommy. So
Do you consider Jews to be white?
yeah, the
See, that's
ones who
the issue
practice
too.
white
Is that I
the,
don't
the
agree with
one
that because they don't
wait
agree
wait
with that.
wait
They're
wait
not white.
wait the ones who practice white supremacy, because there are black Jews. So which ones you talking about? Because you have white
I'm
Jews and
talking
you have
about the
black.
people that control the media, that control the government, that control the banking system, control the entertainment system, own all the sports teams you're talking about. I'm talking about the people that control everything in this country. It's not white people. It's Jewish people.
But the Dallas Cowboys owners what, Jewish? I
Well,
didn't
yeah.
know.
I mean, I'm not saying it's 100%, but I mean,
Oh,
so you're saying, so if somebody's
oh,
successful in this country, you're gonna knock them down because of the color of their skin?
you said I don't know what you're talking about. You said the
Well, no,
government,
Jerry Jones, he comes from an oil family. Like, so
right?
they got rich in the oil business. So you want to
But
knock him down because of the color of his skin? What if a black man got
you said,
successful in the oil
but
game?
he's not Jewish. Jerry Jones, he's not Jewish. So what are you talking about? You
Okay,
said the Jew.
the majority. Okay, not every single person in power is Jewish, obviously.
But you were like the Jewish people control the government. Name the first Jewish president.
Well, I'm talking about all of the people that control the government. So I mean, like the politicians
The
are really
pre-
just puppets.
oh, so they couldn't put the what you saying? There's Jewish puppet masters. What are you saying?
Of course,
How come
like the
they couldn't put
Rothschild.
how come they couldn't put a Jewish person in the White House then?
I mean, maybe they. I mean, who's the candidate? I don't know. I mean, and not to. I mean, a lot of these people are Zionists anyway. So it's like Zionism is a political movement that's hidden behind religion. So it's
Mhm.
like when you look at what's going on right now in the Middle East, we're being controlled by them. It's special interest groups. It's the money that they don't want to be president. Not a lot of people want to be president. It takes a lot of years off your life. It's a hard job, and you're a fucking puppet. And they want to stay hidden.
But your boy Trump does, and you're a Trump supporter. So what are you talking about? Trump ain't
Well,
Jewish.
Trump is America first. Trump is America
Uh,
first, though. I mean, he might view Israel as an ally. I mean, he kind of has to. I mean, you have to be able to play the game the way the game is played. Do you not?
so you're just talking about a bunch of people who are classified as white doing white stuff. That's all you're
Well, no,
talking about.
I think it's interesting that your perspective is that you can see, you put like an Italian person, an Irish person, a Russian person in the same just because of a skin color. You're putting every like along with Jews. Like Jews don't agree with you on that. Jews do not like Jews are not the same as whites.
What's a Jewish person? What makes them non-white?
I mean, what makes them non-white? So are you
Yeah,
just focusing on the color of the complexion
what
of
makes
somebody's
them
skin? I mean, there's
non-white? Because all some Jewish
because
people
they're
have
different people.
because they
They're a
change.
different ancestries,
Then why can certain Jewish people change their names and nobody would know that they're Jewish?
which they do, right? I mean, they obviously do. I mean, right?
No.
It's kind of a subversion tactic, right? Because they don't, they don't want to be Moskovitz or Epstein, so they change
Okay,
their
so
name
then
to
how
Wolf
can
or
so why are they so easily able to blend in?
because I mean, generally, I mean, they don't really do anything so overtly. Like they just kind of they stay amongst themselves, they take care of each other, they look out for each other. That's why when you see in Hollywood it's always like, oh, who's this, it's like they put each other in positions of power. They interbreed, they stick together, really, if you want to be honest about it.
You didn't answer the question. How are they so easily able to blend in by just changing their names if there's a big difference?
Because they don't focus on it, they just kind of put their head down and go to work. So like I don't,
So
you don't
nobody
see
knows
people.
the difference. Huh?
I'm sorry, what?
So nobody knows the difference between them or an Anglo white person, right?
Yeah, they want to blend in. That's kind of the whole point of Zionism as
That
well, in the Frankfurt School of so they
right.
created critical
So if you
theory.
can so if you can blend in, you can get the benefits of the society you blend into, right?
I mean, that's kind of a weird way to look at it, but yeah, I mean, if they blend in, then they're not as overt and obvious. Sure,
So that makes them white.
that
If you
doesn't make
white,
them white. That's a false logic right there. That is a really really poor job of reasoning.
how so? How so?
Just listen to what you said. Just because they blend in with white people, because that as a subversive tactic, it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. What are you talking about? It makes
How
no
is that wolf
sense.
in how is that a wolf in sheep's clothing?
You just explained it. You literally just explained it and then completely contradicted yourself. So
How
so
so?
if Jewish people blend in with white people, even though they're not white, but they do it to blend in, how are they not white? I mean, you just literally explained why.
You said they
So,
weren't
so
white.
what if what if what if I
I
what if I
said
was
the
black?
ones
What if I
who
was
the ones
black? What if
who
I had dark
I
skin? What if I
think
had
the
really
people who
dark
are
skin?
classified white can blend in because they're white. There's no difference. That's what I'm saying. White
What would
people who are Jewish, they're Jewish white people. There's black Jewish people.
see? You're 100% focused on the color of people's skin. Okay,
Which
and
what white
I honestly think
do.
Martin Luther King would be absolutely
That's a
disgusted
project.
by what.
That, no, he would be disgusted about your community shooting him. That's the first thing. He would be disgusted by that. Then he would be disgusted about your
He
community
got
sending.
betrayed by your community. If you want to go there.
Sir, sir. Who in our community betrayed him? Except the ones who were flipped by the white supremacists.
Oh, except the ones who got flipped by the waves. It always goes back to white supremacy. It's always,
It
oh,
does.
they flipped them.
And also speaking of white supremacists, the people that were on his bumper, the American Nazi Party, some of those guys. One of the leaders of the American Nazi Party was Dan Burroughs, who was Jewish. He was a Jewish guy.
But you know what? Martin Luther King was such a great man. He would have risen above, and that's the difference. So he wouldn't have got bogged down the way you are right now and focused 100% on skin color. He would have focused on character.
What you mean he would have been? He wouldn't have been bogged down. What are you talking about?
Bogged down in the horrible fucking mindset that you are.
Which is reality. I'm
No,
just,
it's not
I'm
reality.
just
You're
speaking the
keeping yourself down. You're keeping yourself down. You're
sir.
denying all of the facts. Like
You
I
can't
told you
talk
about that.
about sir.
You're
Sir.
making up the
You
stuff
can't.
about this.
You can't talk about somebody being down and you come from a culture where you guys fled. You come from an Italian culture where you failed in your homeland. Your family failed. You can't. I got a thing about people from immigrant backgrounds pointing the finger to foundational Black Americans. Sir, you come from a failed background. Y'all failed in Italy. Y'all don't have
What would
nothing.
life be like for black people if there was no slavery?
Well, I'm
So
talking about
you wouldn't have had a
what
ticket. You wouldn't have had a
what's
free ticket.
what's life for your family in Italy now that you don't keep in touch with? You don't keep in touch with your Italian family now.
How do you
It's
know I
still
don't?
right. I know you don't because you guys leave Europe and don't look back.
You
And
guys, what do you mean, you guys? See,
I'm
yours.
talking fleers, people who flee from their homelands. And that would be you. Your family fled from Italy because it wasn't popping over there. The rubble from 2,000 years ago is still laying on the ground over there. And you're pointing your finger to foundational Black Americans, talking about our problem. You fled from your problem, sir. And you were able to come over here and eat off of foundational Black Americans building a lane for you and your family, sir. So what are you talking about?
You're twisted and you're racist. It's
Twisted
very
how?
clear. Everybody in
I
this room
say
knows it.
I didn't say anything about nobody's race. I'm talking about your lineage and culture. I didn't say nothing about your race. What are you talking about? You're projecting. I didn't say
Tariq,
anything about
Tariq,
your race.
Tariq, Tariq. I really appreciate you having me up here. It was a very
Uh,
interesting. It was very no, no, seriously. It was an interesting discussion. But I think you've made an absolute clown out of yourself, and I hope
sir,
you
that
can
would be you.
find a better
Sir.
path for yourself.
Sir, that would be you. You're trying to project and you're trying to use all of these little white supremacist talking points. And if it were not for foundational Black Americans like Dr. King, Malcolm X, myself, and others for creating a lane for you and your family, you'd be somewhere in raggedy ass villages in Italy eating some damn ravioli, scratching ticks out of your ass. So you're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Are you here?
Yeah, you had me muted. So, and I could say the same thing. If it wasn't for slavery, you'd be in a hut in Africa, right?
Sir,
That's what you just said to me.
6% of the people from Africa were brought here. There were black people already here,
Right.
sir.
Free ticket out of Africa.
Stop it,
Congratulations. You won the
brother.
lottery.
There were black people already here. This is my homeland. I'm not an immigrant. The only immigrant on this phone is you. You fled. Your family fled. You come from fleers. And y'all fled and y'all were able to come over here and set up criminal enterprises to get things popping. So you brought your criminality over here too, sir. Do you
Honestly,
want me
I'm
to go
embarrassed
there?
for you and anybody in this room that agrees with the way you think. And
So,
that's not a positive way to move forward. And I just hope you can find it with God or something, and get that hate out of your system, get that chip off your.
and I hope that you go to Olive Garden and you choke on some spaghetti sauce, because you are babbling suspected white supremacists, and your bad arguments are easily debunked. And I think that's why you're frustrated, because we didn't allow you to come in here with your suspected white supremacist gibberish. And that doesn't work here, sir. We've risen above those talking points. We're debunking all of that filth. So you can take your chicken marinara and get the hell on somewhere. All right? You have a good day.
Okay, yeah, and you can have your
All right.
fried chicken and water.
And fried chicken is way better than some of that dry ass Alfredo at some of your restaurants, sir. All right? I'll take my damn fried chicken over those little unseasoned fucking meatballs at Olive Garden, nigga. I'll take it all day. All right? Give me that fried chicken. That fried chicken is popping. You dig? There's a gang of Popeyes all over. Popeyes and churches. There's only select Olive Gardens, nigga. So yeah, how you like them apples? All right. Yeah, people eat this fried chicken. There ain't nobody rushing to eat no damn rigatoni and all of that bullshit. Yeah, nigga, you over here. All right. You over here with the fried chicken. Your ass hopped on a boat to be over here with the fried chicken and greens. I'm not getting on a boat to go get next to the chicken tetrazzini's. I ain't trying to get none of that shit. You see, we ain't flocking over there. I'll be damned if I let anybody from any immigrant background say shit about us. You can't say nothing. I don't want to hear it. Sit your ass down somewhere. Well, the problem with the blacks, man, please. First of all, y'all fled and then came over here and set up criminal enterprises all over the place and started. You're the problem. Y'all were the first people flooding our damn neighborhoods with drugs. Come on. We are the problem with the blacks. Man, y'all were the first people putting heroin all in our damn neighborhoods. Shut the fuck up. Y'all stop letting these people run their mouths and try to wag their finger. They're the problem. And then they try to do the denial of whiteness. Well, I'm Italian. I ain't like the other whites. Yeah, you are. All y'all got on code with each other against us. See, black people. I'm doing these to give you lessons on how to deal with these folks, so that you can understand how not to let them run game on you. Because they all try to act like that. I'm not like the Russians and the Jews and the we're all different. No, y'all all get on code against us. You all get on code against us. Yeah, when we walk in the room, y'all put all y'all little ethnic differences aside and get on code against us. And then we start pointing y'all out. Well, no. I'm not, this the white guy over there. Him. I'm not really white. See, I'm kind of black. See, he even tried that. Well, I'm Italian. I got a little black in me. Stop. No, you tell that to some bedwench. Bedwenches like to hear that type of shit. That don't work over here, buddy. Nah, that don't work over here, bro. I don't want to. I know just because you acknowledge some of the Negro strain, the Negro bloodline you got, that don't mean nothing. Y'all despise that part of you. Y'all try to hide that, and then y'all try to take it out on us, and then try to act like there's some kind of camaraderie with it. Well, yeah, back in Italy, I had a very dark skinned great grandma. I don't want to hear that shit. Over here, you real white acting, dude. Yeah, don't let these people run that game. All right? Boy, it's a lot of folks in here. Y'all, we in here deep. We are in here deep and heavy. I ain't gonna be in here too long because I got work to do. I got to work on this film. Y'all have me in here all night debating white supremacists. What's up, brother Afro Elite? I see you, brother. See y'all down there. What's up? I'm looking at all y'all down there on the bottom. A lot of folks. All them little cute women's in here. I see y'all ladies, or these might be catfish accounts. So, what's up, all y'all ladies in here? I see y'all. A lot of ladies in here watching. What's up, ladies? What y'all doing up this late? All right. It's a lot of women's in here. Y'all must be taking y'all hair out or something. When y'all up late like this, when women be up real late, they be taking their hair out and shit, taking their braids out. You know. Anyway, but let me get up out of here. I've been on here long enough, and I got to do some work. I got to start, doing what I need to do with this film. But anyway, man, I think we had a real good conversation tonight. Check out the playbacks on the channel. Y'all go to my YouTube channel, Tariq Radio. Tariq Radio, that's my YouTube channel. Y'all need to follow me there. And again, I got to thank everybody for Microphone Check being a part of that. This film is going to be phenomenal. Also, don't forget, everybody get your Rootwork deodorant. And we got some new scents that's going to be coming in next month. But get your vanilla and your coconut butter right now at rootworkstyle.com. Rootworkstyle.com. And also, all my LA people, we're going to have an Areta Sese event at the Hidden History Museum. So I'm trying to see what date we should have it. Kind of want to have it earlier in the month, probably around the 15th. I gotta look at the calendar. Want to have it early in the month or in the middle of the month because I want to spend a lot of family time, and I'll probably be traveling with the family later on in December. So I want to have an Areta Sese event at the museum and get it real popping. So throw some ideas at me, guys.